No, it would have been my wish to join the women of Bakgatla, Kgafela, especially to discuss issues that are issues of interest for this department, because amongst others, this department has always heeded to the call by the Premier that we will always have to prioritize youth and young women in particular, and women. So today would have been an important session, which I think this message is going to land well to all the women present. These women could be women that are drawn from different villages around the area. It could be women that wish to start their own businesses. It could be women that has already started or are into business, but would want to hear what the department is holding for them, especially in terms of creation of opportunities for them in the form of support, in the form of incubation, or it could even be in the form of imparting skills for them to excel in the space of business. This important activity takes place after we had a session in Sun City to specifically look into the biodiversity economy. The department has identified it that women, in terms of research, have not yet entered the space of biodiversity economy, especially on wildlife. We have a lesser number of women who are in the wildlife space, whom we can safely in the Northwest says independently they are owning farms of the wildlife. Independently they have grown up into the wildlife market. But this department has made a commitment out of that stakeholder engagement, where we know that the people who are from this area, because we fortunately had this session with the representation from People and Parks, but also Khosi Pilani was part of the engagements, where the MEC and the Premier has made a commitment that we will find a way to come up with programs that are going to make women to access this space. And that is why in our policy of game donation and transformation, we have made it very clear that it will have to prioritize the Khosi, but it will also have to prioritize our women. So women must be ready that we are going to call for those that we will have to bring in submissions or in the form of proposals. But we also have to ready them to be mentored so that they are able to get into the space. Biodiversity economy in its nature could be in the form of the plants, where they can be used for medicine or for other means that could be cosmetics. So we are calling for our women to get into the space where the department will have such. But we also have women who have started their own little businesses where the market might not be in such a way that it makes them to move to the direction they would expect. That is why the department has agreed to partner with the Department of Small Business. And then in the CEDA, they have a program called the She Connect. In the She Connect program is a program that links, that brings in a network of all women with different pieces of establishments, the businesses, and whatever they are doing as SMMEs where they are. And they can be able to be connected and access the market. This department having that space where the MEC said, we will have to capacitate our women, we will have to do that activation so that our women must be able to get to that space. We're coming from the MEC and the Premier and the team from the Northwest government. We have visited South Korea. And one of the areas that we have visited is how we have seen South Korea approaching the issue, the beauty industry. Not only to buy things to apply on the skin, but the manufacturing part of the products that will enable women to get into the space of manufacturing. And we have made a commitment that we are going to utilize the MOU from South Korea to get our women in that space. We have also made a commitment through the signing of the MOU with the University of the Northwest as the Department of Economic Development, where we want to start what we call the Young Entrepreneur Incubation Center, where we say as much as women who are already in the space are still struggling to access the market or to start their own businesses, the university must also start to develop those young women who will be able to get the necessary skill and incubation with partnership with our own government of the Northwest as embraced by Premier Lazimo Khosi, together with the Department of Small Business and the University of the Northwest. And we are inviting and we are making a commitment for even Basadi ba Bakgatla, we will have to do that extension to them. We will not leave them on the wildlife economy, biodiversity. We will not leave them on the manufacturing part of the beauty economy. We will not even leave the young people who are in the university. But remember, the university as a center for community development can even take people from outside. But my wish is also that I have always indicated that fortunately the Premier of the Northwest has made it publicly that we have an agreement with the National Skills Development Fund that we will have to upskill our people and women in particular. And when our women are being upskilled, we will have to choose, Kgosi Pilani, I had a session with him and I was so inspired that Kgosi has got this vision that we must start to focus on making use of things that are around us. How do we get the platform of making our women to excel in the field of tourism? How do we make our people excel in the space where they can be able to have their own initiatives and innovation that speaks to the resources and the products around them? So I am sending these messages to you that this department is open and we will always be there as a department. We will partner and also mobilization of different investors to look into what we have. Development of the business plan is what we have agreed that SEDA will have to come. The MEC has already started a process of coming up with activists or facilitators that are going to be there for each and every municipality, including organized structures like the women of Bakgatla, Kgafela, to be closer so that during the time of the opening of a call for funding by SEDA or a Department of Small Business, either funding of those cooperatives or any other, we will be there as the department to empower, to give the necessary support so that they access in case of startups or in case of further support and even in case of incubation. So we wish you well in your stay. I would have loved to be with you, but I think the numbers that speaks to Bua le Mukuruta Maga are there, and we will also make time. It is my wish that I visit quite a number of establishments that are around the area of Bakgatla to get initiatives of also tapping from the existing businesses that are there, but importantly also to advocate for the space to have women Bakgatla to get the benefits from the land that belongs to them. We are still going to have robust engagements with those that are occupying the land, where Bakgatla, including the women of Bakgatla, are expected to be beneficiaries. We have not done enough, and in the stakeholder engagements that we had, we spoke of such opportunities. We will not talk much of the farming, of the mining, but other areas we are going to be with women as this department to advance them, to upskill them, and to give them the necessary support. We wish you well, and we hope that you will always reach out. This is the department of the people. This is the department that responds to the people. The Premier has made it very clear that it is not in the name of the 7th administration of the Northwest if the women, particularly young, and the women in general are not catered for on anything, including those who are big in business, the 40% that is due to women. We will always be there as a department to advocate for such. Thank you. Re a leboga.